What club was that? The
Cotton
Cotton Club.
Man,
we met at the
Cotton
back
Club. In the day. Oh,
y'all, when I
tell you, and you about our age, you know the Cotton Club.
For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah 29:11.
Daydream with me, let your mind explore all the things we were created for.
Hey guys, hello and welcome. My name is Deborah. If y'all don't know, y'all are watching Simply Deborah, which I'm sure you already know. Yep, we are in the bed. Not doing anything sexy though. Or freaky. Give me a kiss. Start this with a kiss. So, what we are discussing, we're doing pillow talk. I found it very, very, very hard to do car chronicles, only because it was so much distractions as far as driving. Safety is always the first thing, so we have to continue to be safe on these roads. So car chronicles, we weren't able to give our whole undivided attention to the topics and to discuss things. So I thought, you know what? We're going to do something different. We're going to do pillow talk.
Sounds good to me.
I think we can share our life with you guys. We've been married for 26 years. Been together for 27 years. So that's just a little back insight on me and my husband. And I'm Mrs. C. Of course, this is Mr. C. And so I want you guys, do you want to say something?
No, go ahead. You're doing a very good job.
So I want you guys to comment down below and ask questions. Let's engage, let's talk, let's chit chat. If you have questions about your marriage, if you're a younger lady and you have a question about relationship or what have you, no, we are not relationship experts, but we've been in this game for a while, so we can only share our insight as far as how we do things and talk to you guys, and that's what we are going to be doing. So we went from, what did we do at first? We was doing morning breakfast.
Yeah, mukbangs or whatever.
Yeah.
Mukbangs, what you call it?
Mukbangs. We did that. We was doing breakfast. Then we went from breakfast. We moved down here to Florida. That was back in Chicago. We moved here. We did do a couple of talks at the old home too.
Yeah.
We did a couple of just sit down chit chats. And then we started, when we came here, we started doing car chronicles. And like I said, safety is always the first thing. So with that being said, we thought it was best to, switch it up a little bit. And like I said, so that we can give you guys our undivided attention. So that is what we're doing. So, yay! So we're in the bed and we're just going to be talking about marriages and about different things that me and him may experience and just have questions on, and we're going to engage with you guys. So I definitely want you guys to leave your comments down below. And enough of that. Let's get into it. So I wrote down some topics that we're going to be discussing.
Let's get going.
The first thing is, actually she's at the bottom, but I wanted to discuss it first, being that it's new, it was fresh, it was out a while ago. I don't know who she was engaged to, but I do know it was a coach of a football team, Nia Long. Do you know about what happened with Nia Long?
No.
Okay. So she was engaged to a football coach, a well-known football coach, and somehow it got out that the fiance was cheating. And because, it's Nia Long and it went public and everybody knew about it, she called off the marriage. So do you think that, by them not being married yet, do you think that would you, if you found out that you was engaged to somebody and the person you found out that they were cheating on you, would you walk away from that?
Hell yeah.
So you wouldn't think that, I mean, you're not married yet. You're only dating them. That
But
things
you're
can
engaged
change.
to this person, right?
Yeah, they were engaged to be married.
So you having a commitment right there that he gave her a ring, right?
Yeah, he gave her a ring. She
Asked
accepted.
her, would he marry her?
Mm-hmm.
Marry him?
Mm-hmm.
She said yes. That's a binding.
But they're not really married yet.
Well,
they
no,
weren't
they're
married.
really
It was
married
just,
yet,
know.
But I think
I think being in the public, that tarnished a lot. I think that, if it probably wasn't in the public or, out in where everybody knew about it, would she have been willing to accept him with the, him messing up and moving forward with the marriage if...
But let me help the ladies out for a little bit.
Okay.
Let them know. I believe, this is just me, and I believe, just for the women's sake, and they're looking at it, if he would do it now,
Before marriage,
mm-hmm. he would do it after marriage.
so that I guess is a red flag and a sign that
because
you don't want to be going into
even
something
honoring your commitment as of
there,
now.
right?
Now I
right.
can see if they was just dating, was it nothing serious? Apparently, he made it serious. He asked this young lady for a hand in marriage, right?
So like you said, okay, you can see, y'all,
So-
I'm getting hot up under this cover. So like you said, that you could see if they were just dating. So if you're dating
I wouldn't
somebody...
sit up there and just say I can see why if they was just dating. I think if a commitment hasn't been made between them, saying, hey, you're the only person I'm going to see, our relationship is evolving, that it's getting to a serious level where I don't want to see other people,
Mm-hmm.
I believe that's when you done made this commitment. Anything other than that, if you haven't made that commitment and you're out there and, hey, if you got it, you got it. You could be right up front with it. Say, look,
So if you're dating
I'm not willing
somebody,
to
do
be
you
tied
think
down,
it's
but I'm
acceptable?
willing to have a good time with you. You have a good time with me, and we'll see where it goes from there. I ain't asking you to leave whoever you might be seeing now, and I hope you ain't asking me to leave whoever I'm seeing right now. So hey,
So would you be okay? So
we
with
just
that,
met. She can't expect me to leave somebody if that somebody exists.
So okay, with that being said, moving along,
Mm-hmm.
like you said, if you was in a relationship, or if you were, just dating somebody, and you were in and out of relationships, okay, and I'm sure we all probably had them, ladies, gentlemen, men, one night stands. What was a one night stand that you regretted?
I ain't regret none of mine. I ain't regret none of mine, boy. Hey. I'm good.
Are you kidding me?
Man, that's a heart attack.
Wow. I honestly have not had any one night stands. So I had to change my memory card, y'all. So, with one night stands, there's never been any one night stand that you have, that you think that you regret.
Hell no. None. Do I supposed to regret them?
Yeah. I mean, it could have been something that, not like you thought it was going to be and be like, man, that was a waste, or come on, every woman that you've been with, it was a sure.
You asked me, was it any one night stand?
Yeah, one night stands.
I don't regret none of them. I got mine.
That's nasty, y'all.
I'm a Scorpio. I'm a freak. I can't help it.
Oh, Charlie!
I'm trying to keep it all balled in, keep it all tucked away. So you telling me you never had a one night stand?
No, I've never had a one night stand. I honestly cannot remember ever having a one night
Now
stand.
hold up. Now, either you had one or you didn't. Don't be like, I can't honestly remember if I did or not.
No,
either you did or you
No,
did.
well, I didn't have any one night stands.
Don't be throwing that in the mix. Talking about, well, I can't honestly say I can't remember. Come on.
Okay.
You know if you had one or not.
Okay, and moving right along
Go ahead.
from the one night stands, talking about women who date married men. Do you think a lot of women...
Ooh, girl, you finna get a whole lot of people upset. Go ahead.
Do you think a lot of women nowadays, living in this, in the year 2022, do you think a lot of women or men approach a lot more married people to date, to be with?
Say that again.
Do you think a lot of women or men approach married people, women or men, to date that's married? Do you think the number is higher now than it used to be? Do you think a lot of women don't want relationships with, or it's just not a lot of men or women out there to choose from, so they look to have relationships with a married couple, or a married man or a married woman?
Well, I'm gonna make a lot of people mad. This is my take on it. In those kind of relationships, to me, it makes me, man or woman, it's like, always been like a challenge. And they always been like to see if they can, trying to think of the right word I want to use without being so, I guess I can go ahead and be direct. Huh?
Yeah, we grown, right?
So my thing, I think of it as more as a challenge, an attraction, men and women. And I think it's mostly, I want to say, it might be equal. I don't know. But it just seems like that a woman wants to see if she can take this man from who he's with.
I really don't even think it's that deep. I don't think she wants you. I don't think...
Right, that's my point.
Right,
she
so I don't think it's that she
just
wants to see if she can take you from a woman. I think a lot of women out there nowadays, they just want somebody that they can be with for that moment and either get money from them, get gifts from them, and move on. Somebody without a commitment. And I think that's what a lot of women see as a easy way to get what they want.
It's possible. But we know that women are creatures where they're like to be more than a physical relationship. They like an emotional relationship as well.
Yeah, but it's a lot more girls today, which I don't get it, that, like I said, and it's not that they want that commitment with a man. They prefer to actually date, to date a married man and get what they can get and be gone. They don't really want to be in a relationship. They want to get what they can get out of the relationship, but they don't want that commitment. They don't want you, but they want what you got.
There could be some like that. I wouldn't know the percentage of it, but I believe that you have a picking from all of that bunch, from all of those specific areas where they might not want a relationship, man or woman, but men look at it like they want to see who they can conquer. See, we warriors. We want to see.
What you mean you want to see what you can conquer?
Hey, if they think they could pull this woman that's married from this man to engage in some kind of physical, that too, relationship, they gang.
Just to see if they can conquer it? Just to see if they can...
Some can, right?
Wow. Have you ever dated a married woman, or have women approached you knowing that you are married?
Have women approached me?
Yeah.
Knowing that I'm married?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
And what was the, like, isn't it something how women approach men and knowing that they're married? But what was the pickup line? Like, what was the...
Can't remember exactly, but you know when a woman is hitting on you, and vice versa. You know when a man is hitting on you. It's just it could be direct or indirect statements that they make.
Y'all, you know
if they know, if it's just like they knew I was married, but you acted in a way that you have asked me out several times. Asked me out to do what? It wasn't like it was a Christmas party, or somewhere everybody else is just like, hey, what you doing after work? If you want me to meet over here, or something like that to that effect, you know. And it's the way they present themselves. You know when someone's hitting on you, you know.
Right, absolutely.
So, and
okay, so have you ever dated a married woman?
No.
You never dated a married woman?
No.
Well, I did.
Let me think with it.
I've dated a married man. Not by, well, I won't say by choice, but.
What? Quit playing.
No, I really did not. Again, it wasn't.
Get on it, y'all. Start hitting them comments down at the bottom.
One, I was younger. I was much younger.
She's making excuses.
I was in my 20s.
Okay.
But even though with me today, Lord, please forgive me for doing that because that was not right. So just let me ask for forgiveness.
Your sister, they'll see that, they're going to say, who you talking about? Wait till they see this one, boy. They're going to be on you. Your mama too. Your mama will be like,
Mama don't watch this.
Yeah,
so,
okay.
Mama don't watch
your
this
sister,
too.
them going to tell us, say, Mama, you heard what Deborah said.
They probably already know. But anyway, I would never tell them who it was, but they probably already know. But anyway, I wouldn't even consider it as dating him. He really wanted to date me. And me knowing that he was married, I was like, no, it was something in me that I didn't feel right doing. But no, because I never dated him, but I did accept gifts from him. Now that I did do. I accepted gifts from him, but I never really dated him. I never considered him as like, you know, this is my boo thing, you know, calling him up, you know, hey, what's going on? I never did that. He always would call me and always wanted to like meet up, and I was always like, no, hesitant, and I was just like, no, because I never felt, honest to God, no, I'm telling the truth with my hand on the Bible.
Tell the truth, Dad.
I never felt comfortable being in a relationship like that because I knew he was married. No, we never dated. I just accepted gifts from him, but I never really dated him because I knew he was married, and I knew that was wrong, and I didn't do that.
Okay, keep going.
No, I didn't.
Keep going.
So.
Keep going. Because we missing something in this equation. We missing something, y'all. I know y'all asking the question too. We missing a little something in there. Keep going. I'm listening.
No, but anyway, I accepted gifts from him, but I never did date him because he was a married man. So me personally, and a lot of married men have approached me. A lot of men tried to talk to me. Well, thank you. But it's so crazy, y'all, because in Chicago, we lived in Chicago all our lives. We visited other places, visited other states, been out the country a couple of times. And here, being in Florida, and I don't know if it's just the culture here or if it's just, I don't know. But I have actually noticed a lot of Caucasian men watching me. And I'm just like, what? And the one watched me the other day, and the way that he was...
That's nothing new. They always been watching.
No, watching me, just looking at me like, you know, like he wanted to say something to me. Like, right. You know...
That ain't nothing new.
No, but I've never, in Chicago...
They have always liked black women. So, but, you know...
But I've never saw in Chicago one ever tried to hit on me. I did have when I was younger... It was so crazy because the same night I met my husband, it was I met him at the what club was that? The Cotton Club. Man, we met at the Cotton Club.
Back in the day. Oh.
Y'all, when I
tell you, and you about our age, you know the Cotton Club.
When we was at the Cotton Club, I swear to God, the same night I met him, I met he was the third one. It was a total of 3 guys that was in the service. I guess it was night out for the servicemen, people that was in the Navy, Army, or what have you. But I met 3 guys in the service that same night. One was a police officer, and he was an ex-Marine, or he was an ex-something, I don't know. But he has served the country. And then it was a Hispanic guy, and he was in the service, and then it was him. And I just gravitated toward him.
Because I was looking good, smelling good.
And he did try to get me home for a one-night stand. And I was like, and what did I tell you?
You told me you couldn't wait.
Come on, be honest.
What?
That and I never had when I met you.
Let me see.
He tried to get me home with him so bad. And what did I tell you?
You said no.
I'm telling y'all, I didn't do that. But I was a hottie, but I wasn't that hot.
Well, what did you do?
I did not go home with you. I
What
called
did
you.
Yeah, she called.
I called him, but I didn't go home
called
with him
me.
that same night. So yeah.
At 4:00 in the morning.
And we talked.
Hello. What
And
you
we
doing?
talked for
Hell,
about.
sleep. That's what I'm doing.
We talked for about an hour, so it was time for him to get up to go to work.
He thought somebody, another little female, was at the house.
No, I didn't.
Like
y'all.
I wasn't gonna answer the phone. I answered my phone because I had some traps set out there. I wanted to see who gets snapped by first.
Okay, so with all of that being said, going to the next question. What is a challenge in our marriage? What's a challenge in any marriage? I'll start first.
Okay.
I think that when you first meet somebody, you meet somebody where they're at that specific time. And I think
Well, you got this thing tucked in. Go ahead.
I think within years you change. And everybody changes. Nobody stays the same. I am not the same person that I was when I met him. I have evolved, I have grown, I've, gained more wisdom, gained more knowledge. So I'm not that person that I was when I married him. I think that we marry each other in a honeymoon stage when, it's hot and everything is, heated up and, the sex is every other night or every night and, everything is good. But within years you change. And I think some of the things that is a challenge in our marriage is that
Go ahead.
my husband, now this have not changed for him, but me going through menopause, it's like that my sex drive is not where it used to be.
Lord, Jesus. Woo!
My sex drive is not where it used to be. And if you all are my age, and I'm not saying that, I don't have the urge to have sex, but it's just not like when I married him, when I was younger in my 20s, it was like, we was doing something like every other night. It wasn't a thing. But now it's just like, oh boy, now you got to do this and you're hot. And it's just like every little thing, is just like going through menopause. It's just, woo, if y'all going through it, then y'all know. If you know, you know. But I think that is one of the challenges in our marriage, being that we, just growing, getting older and changing. And that's my body changing. So I think that is one of the biggest challenges that I may have in my marriage. And another thing is when you when you start dating somebody, or when you're, when you first get married to somebody, it's like you watch every little thing, right? You watch how you eat around them, you watch what you do, and I think after years you get relaxed, and it's just like, well, I don't care, or not that you don't care, but it's just like, I've been with them all my life now, so I'm just gonna be freely to do what I want to do, because
What?
Mr. Crowder do not hold it back. Oh,
What?
when I met him, he used to eat so quietly. Oh my God. He did not smack. I remember me smacking, and he would be like, we are in a restaurant. And I was like, oh, okay, I must be eating loud. Oh my God. How have the roles reversed? Because my husband, I be like, babe, you want to sing a song while you eating?
I have a medical reason why mine are like that. Have you ever tried to breathe and talk at the same time?
Breathe and talk. I'm talking about eating.
I know, because it's the same thing. You still got to breathe while you eat. I have allergies.
I have allergies.
So, but my nose be so congested
24/7.
24/7. You know how I used to be. It has gotten a little better. It's been up and down. Like now, I'm a little bit congested.
And
so
y'all,
you're taking breath because you're congested. You can't breathe here, so you have to breathe out of your mouth. So you're talking and trying to get air at the same time. Same way if you're congested when you're eating.
okay.
If your nose is stopped up, you're eating. You have to breathe too. Or I'm gonna be laid out there on the floor.
Sinking down. I'll
So
be like, Lord
it
Jesus.
sounds loud because I'm breathing because my mouth is open.
Okay. So what is the challenge that you found in our marriage?
Man, it's just been so many. I mean, where you want me to start at? You want me to get the crayon and start writing it out on the wall? I'll probably fill up all the walls.
Oh, Lord. What's the challenge in your marriage?
We might have to be going to counseling after that. Oh my God. This is what I believe. Whatever you did to get me to say, hey, was you married?
Let's talk about that. Oh my God. Since you brought that up.
My thing, if you did all these things to get me, you ought to do all these things to keep me.
But didn't you hear me say that you change as you get older?
I don't expect to do some of the things that we did when we was younger.
You don't do. I tell you,
I know our knees ain't like they used to be, y'all. So that challenge, good knees, good knees, good knees, good knees.
But
I know her knees are not like what they used to be.
Babe, you don't do. I asked you don't do the things that you used to do when we got married.
Like
you used to buy me stuff.
Oh my! And I don't now. They just higher in price. Oh my God!
No, I tell him it's just the little things, y'all. I'm like, you can stop at the store. He's out all day anyway. I'm like, you could pick me up a card and be like, oh, I was just thinking about you today. He know I like coffee cakes. He could be like, babe, I stopped by Starbucks and got you a coffee cake.
Means it's attached
just the thought.
A card for my wife is attached to either a purse.
No, it's not, Chucky. No, it's not. He is
not just a regular purse. We talking about Louis Vuitton.
Louis Vuitton, but that is not true. When the last time I got a Louis Vuitton?
Chanel.
When is the last? When I got a Chanel?
No, I'm just saying those things that you got.
I'm like, I must have been sleeping.
You got all the rest of them. You got the Gucci. You got the Louis Vuitton. You have got what's that called?
St. Laurent YSL.
Yeah, that.
But when the last time I got a new bag?
By me.
Y'all heard that right? Crickets. Yeah, by you.
It's been a minute.
It's been how long? How long?
About a year.
No.
About a year.
No, longer than a year.
No.
It's been a long
What was the last
time.
thing? With that bump back? No, that's not the last person.
Yeah, I think that is the last Louis Vuitton that you brought me, and that was been about 3 years.
No.
Yes, it was.
I got you something else other than
No, you did not.
Hey, look, y'all. This young lady hasn't paid a car note in her everlasting life since she's been with me. Insurance, the bills, everything.
But it's not those things.
But
it's the little things.
The little things comes on with your house, as a decorating your house, everything.
I didn't say he wasn't a good man and he's not a provider.
My thing is, it ain't just some little things. Her thing, just like she talking about how she had evolved. Our prices has evolved. They're much larger ticket items now. I'm like, girl, no. Now, every so often, well, she's gonna do it without me anyway. So
I haven't brought me a big ticket item in a while.
never stop.
What have I brought me?
Until I find out years later?
We talking Amazon.
No.
What do you buy at Amazon? The things I buy at Amazon is $20, $30.
No, I ain't talking about Amazon.
What have I brought a big ticket item?
Baby, I can't remember when
because I haven't bought any. I was gonna buy some red bottoms last weekend or the weekend before last, but I didn't get them.
Only because you didn't like them, the color.
No, they had the black ones. I was the other ones, but I didn't get
you was
them.
looking at the brown ones.
Right, but the other store had the black ones. They had the black ones too.
Don't worry about it. She's gonna go back and get it. I guess this is her way of preparing me for it. She's like, well, you know, I didn't go back and get them then, but I said, yeah, okay. She's gonna go get them.
Yeah. So I want to know, and y'all comment down below. What do you find as a challenge in your marriage?
Mm-hmm.
And let's talk about it. What other thing? What did you have? Did you have anything you want to discuss?
No, your topics has been so good. Keep on hitting me with them.
Okay, so I got one more question.
Okay.
So the last one was, how did you know that the person that you got was the one? What was that one thing about that person that spoke to your heart and was like, man, I really, 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 really love this person, or I really love her? And then I'll tell you what was mine.
When I met my wife, she had 2 boys. She had 2 boys. I didn't have any kids at the time. So the way I got a chance to see how she interacted with her boys and loved and cared for them, you know she was going to be this nurturing parent if we had decided, which we did decide, to get married, and we had a daughter together. And she gave me the feel that her family would come first before anything. And she gave me a feeling where basically she could be that you could be truthful and honest and be in a commitment, a relationship that we're committed to each other and that we'll grow and morph into something greater than ourselves. I believe we did. The boys are grown now. Our daughter is grown now. Just to let them know that they had both parents. And don't get me wrong, I'm not sitting up there saying there's anything wrong with having one person and one parent in the household. Because we know life happens. We know things happen. I come from a family where I had my father and my mother. Before my father passed, 2010, him and my mother had been married over 50 years. And I saw nothing but a family background. Like I said, my father was there. We grew up in a household with our father there. And, you know, thank God for that. But I do want to say there is some strong women out there that's raising their kids by themselves. And I applaud them. I know it can be hard. I know it can be difficult. But that being said, I would sit up there and still say that how you interact with your family, I got a chance to meet her mother, her father, her sisters, and I think so, to this day, I still think so much of her parents. Very lovely couple. That I think that from what I had gathered at that time, she was more of a woman like unto her mother, very family oriented. That's what got me, you know, it was just basically family. You know, the sex was good too. But
Lord Jesus.
But on a serious note, it was basically for me. It was that. What you say?
Yeah, that's our time, that we gotta wrap it up.
Oh, okay. That you basically made me feel that you could be seriously and wanted to be in a marriage and watch a marriage grow. Because I didn't want to get into something where basically the family is torn apart. to this day, I think that our marriage was blessed by God, and that we were able to go through the things. But I don't recall any really, really bad things, especially no infidelity between us that ever happened.
With me, I think I'm a very easygoing person, and I can get along with just about anybody.
Unless it's a husband.
I get along with you very well. What?
You used to.
Anyway,
Like
but
she said, she's involved.
I think that what drew me to him was when we dated, and this may seem so weird, and to me, I don't know, it was just something about the date before we actually became really, falling in, or it was the stages, I guess, of getting ready to fall in love. But it was just the fact that, he took the time out to really date me. And I never had that before. He was a complete gentleman. He opened the doors for me. He would just wait on me. It was just like, it's hard to.
For you too.
Yeah, he cooked for me, but he was a really, he was the perfect gentleman. And my mom.
She used to them bad boys. Go ahead.
My mom always said to always get to know, and this is something I tell my children, and I tell my daughter daily, get to know somebody during all seasons. And that being winter, summer, spring, and fall. And when you get to know somebody through they good, they bad, they ugly, you're basically getting to know them through all seasons. Don't just date somebody, in the good phase, and then you marry them and you don't find out they bad phases until after, you got a commitment with this person. I think dating him, he never showed me nothing, no other signs as far as his bad. I can't even today.
Right.
He doesn't have that. That's not his character. That's not, he's always, he's very caring about other people. And that I think that really is what really, really, really touched my heartstring, is that he was just so caring about me, about my well-being, about my children, my two boys. And he just came right in and just, was just polite. He wasn't the person that was, trying to give me, everything that I wanted. Whatever I saw, oh, here, I'll get this, here, I'll get that.
Oh, hell no, I wasn't doing that.
No, we talked. And I think I never did that before in my other relationships. We just jumped into, oh, okay, we're in a relationship. But with him, it was like, we talked about what we wanted. We talked about our future. We talked about, things that we wanted to see happen. We talked about just about everything. And I didn't do that. I think it's so important that when you're in a relationship to get to talk about things, to talk about what you want. Talk about, where you want to see yourself in a couple of years, to 5 years, to 10 years. Be honest with people. And, if you want a marriage, be upfront. I want to get married. I don't want to waste your time if you don't feel that you ever want to get married. Because, spending time 5-10 years with somebody, and then they say, well, I never wanted to get married. And then you're like, well, I invested all this time with this person, and this is not the person for you. So I always say, get to know somebody before you actually, jump in saying I do with somebody, because that person that you're saying I do is probably not that person that is meant to be, that you are meant to be with for a lifetime. So just get to know somebody. And I think, like I said, that's what drew me into him, is that he really took the time to date me and to just talk about our future and what we wanted with each other and what we expected from one another. And even my son today, my son is 33, and he was telling me, he was like, Ma, he was like, all the years that you and Dad been together, I never, ever, ever, ever seen you guys, go at it with each other, cursing each other out. There's lines that I think that
Well,
and
that's
triggers.
one of our characters, though, to be cussing
Right.
each other out.
But I did in the past with my exes, so.
She would have never did that with me, cause you cussed me out.
Because it's the manner of respect. And
See?
then, even in some marriages, you
Wouldn't
know,
want to be.
there's lines that people know that are trigger points for people, but it's the respect I had for him that I could never choose to say those words to him. Because I have so much respect for him. So somebody that
you know, if you said those words to me, you know what my next step was gonna be.
But and that's why I didn't say them. Because there was a matter of respect that I had for you, a huge amount of respect that I had for you.
You have to have that in a relationship.
Right, exactly. You can't just be in a relationship and disrespect each other. There has to be boundaries in a relationship. There has to be lines that you cannot cross, in a relationship. In the same way that I didn't cross them, he didn't cross them. He always treated me as a woman. He treated me with respect. He treated me with kindness. He treated me with love. He treated me gentle. He was just, and I'm not saying that any relationship is perfect. Every relationship has its issues. We've had our issues, but for the most part of it, they have not been issues that, disrespecting each other, and just being, cruel and mean to each other and being, want to hurt each other and stuff. It's a lot of relationships out there that are really, that's hurting. And, a lot of people want to get out of relationships but don't know how to get out of them because they've been in them for so long. And I love my marriage. I love, where we're at today. And I look forward to the next 30, 40, if God, say the same, another 50 years with my husband. And it's been wonderful as of to now, and I have no complaints, I have no regrets, and I love my husband. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up, and I'm sorry it was so long and drawn out, but I'm gonna try to keep these at 30 minutes, and we're gonna try to do at least one a week. But this has been fun. I have enjoyed it.
Oh, we can do it tomorrow. Get a good topic to talk about tomorrow.
I have enjoyed it, and so we're gonna go ahead and let you guys go, and we will talk to y'all in our next episode of
Pillow Talk.
All right, bye bye, people. Night night. Sweet dreams.